For all ag producers, the word tariff makes us nervous. But earlier this year, I took a step back to look at the bigger economic picture, and I became one of the first members of Congress to support the administration's effort to level the playing field on trade. I've said many times that the administration deserves time to secure strong trade deals that benefit Americans. However, the reality is this: farmers are targeted by other countries like China. I've seen it firsthand back home in Nebraska. Producers of corn, soybeans, and other top commodities, they are under crushing pressure. Rising input costs and uncertainty have driven farm finances to levels reminiscent of the 1980s crisis, which bankrupted thousands, and it hollowed out our rural communities. Since 2020, seed costs have jumped 18%. Fuel and oil are up 32%. Fertilizer has spiked 37%, and interest expenses have surged an alarming 73%. Our soybean producers are projected to lose about $100 an acre this year. On top of that, storage costs for soybeans and corn have risen steeply. For everybody, this is crippling, and it's happening during one of the largest harvests in memory. Madam President, time is running out, and we need to turn this around. We need a strong and positive set of actions. Ensuring our farmers can weather tough economic times must be a national priority. It's clear that farm aid is needed at this time. Congress has taken some steps towards this goal. We passed $10 billion in farm aid last December, and we included a major boost for producers in July's reconciliation law. However, that money is not going to reach any farmers until next fall, and producers need to have relief right now. But here's the challenge. We also need lasting, long-term solutions that help provide stability and real opportunity for ag producers. That's why one of the fastest ways we can deliver results is by unlocking year-round access to E15, a clean, American-made biofuel. Permanent nationwide access would increase corn demand by 2.5 billion bushels a year. It would lower gas prices for families, and it would drive new revenue into rural communities. President Trump's day one order to promote E15 through his National Energy Emergency Declaration, that was a strong start. But temporary fixes, they don't cut it. That's why I reintroduced my nationwide Consumer and Fuel Retailer Choice Act earlier this year. When I first introduced this bill nearly a decade ago, it felt like an uphill climb. Well, today, momentum is finally on our side. We have strong bipartisan support. We have new industry partners, including members of the oil and refining sector, who are at the table. And this is a key piece of Republicans' plan to lower energy costs, to strengthen American production, and to give consumers more choices at the pump. Trade, well, that's the other half of the equation. Former President Biden's lack of a clear trade agenda left America with a $49 billion trade deficit, undercutting farmers in Nebraska and all across this country. President Trump, you can help reverse that deficit by holding China accountable and ensuring American-grown soybeans have access to global markets, a lifeline for farmers facing losses this harvest season. President Trump has already made progress on this trade front. Take beef. Australia has sold nearly $29 billion worth of beef to U.S. consumers, while American ranchers have been locked out of their market. Do you know how much beef, American beef, Australia bought? 0. Now we need the same kind of breakthrough by opening up a market for soybeans and corn and every other American crop. At the end of the day, farmers and ranchers want programs that work, and we want markets to sell our products. Madam President, simply put, we just want a fair shot. By securing strong trade deals and building new markets through year-round E15, we can revitalize the farm economy. We can bolster United States energy security, and we can ensure that America's producers can keep feeding and fueling this nation for generations to come. Thank you, Madam President. Yield the floor.